Okay, so we're just going to pick up from where we left off. So I have my watercolor background here, and I'm just going to kind of crop off that logo there at the bottom, and I can add the credits when I need to. And then say we're trying to make this wine looking logo or something like that. I'll just kind of mimic this for the sake of time. So say I put this a little bit bigger, and then I could just kind of draw out a lot of these things. It might take a little bit of drawing skills from you guys. Um, mine, I'm doing this so quickly. You could actually just trace a wine bottle if you wanted to. Mine's gonna look crappy, of course, because I am just kind of winging it here. And then I can make it white. And then again, I can do that cutout. So I can type wine. I can make the font big. Type, create outlines. Whoop. Type, create outlines. Oh darn, I did it wrong. When you create outlines, make sure you're selected on the text box with your selection tool and then do it. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate it, make it a little bigger. And there you go. Oh. And then you can add the rest of the text around it. So, these nice like vector backgrounds are nice to get from Freepik. I always use that. Let's see. So you can search for a lot of things like flowers, and get like a lot of vector things. You can like they have a lot of nice things. I mean, you have to credit Freepik, but you can do that in like a byline or something. Say you want to get a logo from a business or something. You can kind of get little logos here, and then again, obviously put the credits in. So say maybe you were doing a rock climbing ad. I'll zoom in on this a little so you can see it in the video. But say you wanted to get one of these, you could download it, open it in Illustrator, and kind of select the one you want. And if you need any help with that, I can help you out using Freepik or using Illustrator to get some type of download for whatever you need. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so using PNG files can really be helpful. So say I'm looking around and I'm just going to use Google. Obviously, you guys aren't going to be using Google, but we'll just do this for the sake of time. Say I wanted to arrange some vegetables. And I'm going to do some celery. Let's see. Find a good picture of some celery here. Maybe here, I don't know that I like, and you want to type in PNG. Well, maybe we'll go with carrot PNG. So we'll save the image. Obviously, you would be saving it in your folder. Carrot, tomato, tomato slice, we'll go with that. And you'll notice that the PNG will have this checkerboard background. Once it loads, it will probably show up here. That's not a PNG. Okay, so let's say for instance you have an image and you wanted to make it a PNG. Okay, this is a PNG, we'll save it. And then what other fruit could we get? Onion. Okay, so say we click on this and it's not a PNG. Onion slice. Oh darn, they're all gonna be onion slice, white background. And say you want to take out the white background. I'm just going to use this for example, even though it has this little icon on it. I'll just show you how to delete the background. So we will go to File, New, and paste it. And then you're going to want to delete this background. And you'll add a new layer. And then you'll put that layer behind. Then what you can do is when you're clicked on your layer 1, you can click your magic wand tool, or you could kind of draw around it. Magic wand's easy for this white background, and just kind of click in this white area and click delete. And then you see this checkerboard background in the back. And then you file, save as, PNG, onion, and then when I place it, we'll put my carrot here, and then onion. And you can see that now it has no, let's make this a little bigger so you can see it. The background's transparent, so I can move this all around and overlap it, and there's no background. I deleted it. Okay, so maybe you want to do something like that. So that's how you can delete the background. And if you ever need help with editing an image like that, again, just ask me. Okay, so back to where we're at here. We're arranging all of these images, these PNG files, and we can get this tomato. Whoop. No, this has a black background. This is an odd PNG. Sometimes they save like that. Again, I'm going to delete the background, File, New, paste it. I'm going to double click on that and click Enter, delete that, add a layer, and then I will use the magic wand to select and delete that, and then I'll save as a PNG. And then I can place it. And then I can kind of use these PNG files to arrange my items like in specific ways. Now I'm not going to go through and get a million things. I'll just repeat some things here. And maybe I want to kind of crop this a little to get as much of that off as I can. So say maybe I want to arrange this, I'm holding Alt and dragging to duplicate. So maybe I want to arrange some of these things. And then you can make like a nice little arrangement like you have here using PNG files. And you could do this and then you could overlap it with a vector, just like these people have the box. Maybe you want to put something like this, and maybe you want to have some text in it once you're done. Oops. And then you could do that, blah, 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 change it to white, or whatever color you're doing, and kind of create a nice little arrangement that way. Obviously this isn't finished, but for the sake of time, I'll just, I'm just kind of getting the point across. You can use PNG files. It's a good thing to search for. Deleting the backgrounds of things is helpful, and you would do that in Photoshop. Okay? Another thing you can use is for a PNG overlapping two images. So this is you can do this two ways. In this image, they probably did this in a more sophisticated way using Photoshop, but I'm not expecting you guys to be pros at Photoshop. Like, they blended these two images together. I'm not expecting you guys to be pros at Photoshop. So an easy way that you could do something like that, let's see, we get an alarm clock. And I'm just going to place that. And then we'll get a cup of coffee from above. And again, I'm using Google. You guys are not going to be using Google because we want these copyright-free images. So this is just for an example. So don't think that, you know, because I'm showing you to use Google, that you can use Google. I'm just using this as an example. Okay. So anyway, we have the alarm clock, and then what we can do is I'm using L to make a circle. I selected L as a shortcut key, or it's over here, you can click the ellipsis tool. And then I'm holding Shift, making a circle. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And then I'm going to Command D and place the coffee into that. And of course, this opacity is on there. We want none. And then you have your bounding box, but then you can adjust the picture within it. So maybe you want to scoot it over a little bit and shrink it by holding Shift and dragging. And there you go. You can kind of make it look like the cup of coffee is right in there, just by placing that into the circle. Okay, so kind of a little interesting thing there that you could do. And obviously you're not going to copy this exact idea. I'm just showing you how to do this as an example. Okay? Another thing that I'm stressing is to have some nice typography. You can see in this example, that there's really nice typography going on here. Now maybe you can't download fonts, and maybe you are limited. If you need any help getting fonts, ask me. Another thing that you could do, which is sort of, you know, it's a little bit limiting, but if you can download the fonts and use them on your computer first, lay all this out, and then when you come to class, you want to still have all the fonts. Like I've said a couple times, just create outlines. So say I'm on my home computer and I'm typing and I use this cool funky font that I downloaded. Let's say it's this. Maybe this came, okay. You know, and so I could just type create outlines, and then I know that when I open this on another computer, that no matter what, it's always going to be the same because it's a shape, it's not text anymore. But then with that being said, you can't go in with your type tool, you can't edit the text. So it's a little bit limiting, but really focus on this kind of, you know, this on fonts. Typography can go a long way. This has a nice retro look. You want to pay attention to the colors, like this nice blue color was helpful with the white. Just think about your coloring and what you're going for. You want to show and not tell. So you have this retro feeling with the colors and the text. It doesn't matter what the text is actually saying, but you can kind of get the vibe because of the images and the feeling of the text. Okay, I'm going to have one more short video after this, and then we'll be done.